We will start the City of Marlborough City Council Personnel Committee. There are 4 items on the agenda, so let's get started. We're starting with order number 23-100-8884, communication from the mayor for the appointment of John Kane as wiring inspector for a 3-year term from the date of City Council confirmation pursuant to City Code. So, John, if you want to come on up, please and thank you. How are you today?
I'm well. How are you?
Doing great, thank you.
Great.
I know that we just chatted, so you just want to tell us a little bit about yourself and your experience as a wiring inspector or electrician.
Yeah. So I've been the wire inspector in the city of Marlborough for about 8.5 years. 7 full-time, 1.5 years was part-time before that. Basically, I owned my own electrical contracting business for 35 years. My son wanted to run it himself and not have me there, so that left me basically unemployed. Applied to the city and got the job, and I've been doing it for about 8.5 years.
Excellent, thank you.
You're welcome.
We will open it up for questions from the Personnel Committee. Sorry, Councilor, sorry.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. So, John, what do you see as the biggest issues? Is it more residential, commercial type work that you guys are doing? You know,
I would say right now there's a big commercial push. Lab space is really big. Apartment buildings, residential type units are big, and solar. Mm-hmm. Solar's really busy in Marlborough.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I know that having solar on my system, I appreciate you. You probably want to help inspect it, so I appreciate that.
All right.
No further questions.
Do you cover all of Marlborough, or do you?
Yes.
You do?
Yep.
Yeah, perfect.
Every inch.
Okay, all righty. I'll open up to anyone else in the Council Orem.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Hi, John.
Hi.
John, what background do you have? You said you had your own company, but what licenses do you carry?
Yep. So I'm a journeyman electrician in the Commonwealth of Mass, master electrician in the Commonwealth of Mass. I was licensed in my journeyman in 78, masters in 79.
Thank you. I worked next to an electrical inspector for years, and
Yep.
I knew there were different categories.
Oh, yeah.
Master's like the top category, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, that's as far as you can go in licensing.
And just the burden of your job, obviously you're full-time, so you should get a few weeks off. I hope you do, or time off.
Yep.
With that said, do you have enough coverage to handle when you're not in town,
So
in the city?
yeah, that is an issue. I mean, Marlborough is a busy city. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. I just took a week off last week, and I had my 2 assistants helping out. I have Gus Silver and Pat Ryan, who assist when I'm not around or when it gets really busy and there's an overflow or a backlog. And I think between the 2 of them, they probably did about 70 inspections in the week.
Wow.
Yeah, it is really busy in the city. So it's very demanding because not only do you have inspections, but you have phone calls to make, you have plan review, coordinating, scheduling. It's busy.
Yeah, and the city's still growing. We're looking
It
at
is.
having additional apartments in the city, so, maybe in the next budget year, hopefully that will be recognized enough if need be.
Yep.
Because I presume the part-time people have their own jobs as well, so they probably have to come at night, and the burden is not really, it's on the general public, because then their electrician might have to wait, and who knows if they charge an hourly rate while they're waiting, and it's not your fault.
Sure, yep.
It's really for us to recognize the needs of the city demands.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
again, I thank you for as much as you can do. I know you came to my house once too, and it wasn't too long of a wait, but as my contractor said, this is a very busy person, so
Yep.
he may show now or maybe later. Or
Yeah. We try to keep up with it. Like I said, with the 2 assistants, they're probably even now doing probably 15 to 20 inspections a week.
Yeah,
in
that's,
addition to what I'm doing.
that speaks volumes.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
thank you for your honesty,
you're
and
welcome.
hopefully we'll
Yep.
get you up to where you need to be.
Great.
Thank you, John.
Yep, you're welcome.
Anyone else? If none, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve and seconded. Any other comments or questions? All in favor? It's 3-0. All set. Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Yes, you have a great
Thank
day.
you all.
All righty, next item is order number 23-100-8883, communication from the mayor with the appointment of Robert Bourne III as plumbing and gas inspector for a 3-year term, as date from the city council confirmation. How are you?
Good.
It's good to see you. So if you want to tell us a little bit about your experience, Mr. Bourne, I see that you went to Assabet Valley, which is nice to see.
Yes, Assabet Valley alumni, class of 2004. Graduated the plumbing course under Bill Felice and Marty Henry. I've only ever done 2 things in my life, and that was the Army and plumbing. That was it. So after my stint in the military, I just, what else do you know? Go back to what you know.
Okay. How long did you serve for?
6 years.
Thank you for the service.
Thank you
Yes.
all.
I will open up for questions.
Good.
Councilor Doucette.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. What town do you live in now?
Westboro.
Okay. And you, do you have your own business going on, or are you still part of Saab? Well, you're not part of Saab, I mean, Plumbing and Heating, so you're doing your own business at this point?
Bourne Plumbing and Heating is my company. Yes, I still own it. I retain ownership, but I don't operate the company at this time.
Okay,
I'm not accepting any new work because I realize that the position that I've been given requires my full attention.
okay, good to know. Thank you. No further questions.
Thank you. We'll open up to any questions. Councilor Orr?
Well, it might as well be fair, but just when I worked in the local health department, I always remember the plumber saying, or no, the electrician, the electrical inspector saying that those plumbers make more than we do. You don't have to answer that. I always got a kick out of the rivalry we had in the office. But you are full-time, I presume?
Yes.
Okay. And your company, if there's a conflict, you have additional help to fill in whatever. If a permit comes out from your company, if you still own it, I don't know if that happens in where's your company located?
Westboro.
Westboro, so I don't know often if they come out this way, but if they did, do we have enough staff to cover so there's not a conflict for you?
Absolutely. There's an alternate that the city of Marlborough's been using from a neighboring town, and he's been more than willing to come over here to Marlborough to help me, breaking into the new position for one, and to cover the inspections for the work that I've already completed.
I see, and for your...
I've already done it twice so far, so.
Oh, only twice, but I presume you get time off, so for that, do we have coverage while you're away?
While I'm away, I believe that the building commission calls the alternate from the town of Natick.
I see, so it's like the fire department kind of, they come in to take any calls that you may not be able to get or inspections during your time away?
Right, it's only, so I began this position with the city of Marlborough May 1st, and I only had to take 1 leave of absence since. That was this past Friday, but my understanding was they called in a inspector from Natick, which was the old alternate sub-inspector for the city of Marlborough.
I see. So you've only been here since May, so as the year goes on, you might be able to assess if you need additional help as time goes on?
Yeah, I would say if I given more time, I could give you a more accurate representation when I need the help. As of now, I filled anywhere between 10 and 15 inspections a day. That sounds like a lot, but some of them are plumbing and gas at the same location.
Sure.
So you can kind of wind them down to like maybe 8 to 9 a day. But as of right now, I don't feel the need for an assistant. And I feel like I have a good grasp on the work that's ahead of me.
That's fine, but I hope you will get vacation time and some sick time as you collect your years here, and I hope they're years and not months.
Yes.
That's why I say in a year or so you might be able to assess prior to meeting with your building commissioner whatever needs your part of the department may have.
Absolutely.
Great.
Yep.
Well, thank you. Thank you for being here.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Councilor Doucette.
Thank you very, very much. I'd just like to also ask, since you've been doing the work since May, what are the most common inspections that you've been doing since then? Is there anything that's sticking out?
Biomedical labs, research labs, anything from the average residential kitchen remodel to a new gas service, to a new addition, to a basic remodel, to even just a plain water heater replacement. A lot of very routine work that I've seen, and some real exciting new stuff that I've seen come through the city of Marlborough, some of these bigger biomedical projects that I haven't really had an opportunity to look at in years past, but it's exciting to learn about them now.
Okay. Thank you, appreciate that.
Any other further questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve Robert Bourne as plumbing and gas inspector.
Motion on the table and seconded. Any further questions, comments, concerns? If not, all in favor? It's 3-0. Well, you're all set. Thank you. Item number 3 on the agenda is order number 23-100-8885, communication from the mayor with the appointment of Patrick Hughes to the planning board for a 5-year term to expire on February 1st, 2028. How are you today, Mr. Hughes?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing great, thank you. If you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and why the planning board.
Sure. So Patrick Hughes, I'm a resident of Marlborough since August of 2021. I believe in the communication it said 2020, so just want to correct on that front.
Okay.
But since I moved to Marlborough, I've absolutely fallen in love with the city and everything that this city does for the people living here today and all the potential it has to, be even greater in the future. I was a member of the Wilmington, Mass. Finance Committee for 2 years while living in that town, so went through 2 full budget cycles in addition to the approval of the high school at that time. So I've been involved in town politics, in my adult career, and then also I'm the son of a plumber, son of a teacher, so there's been town politics in my life pretty much forever. So it just seemed like a natural fit that when I moved here, somebody I grew up with, Meredith Rodman at the time, but she's Meredith Harris now, in Marlborough. I'm sure you guys all know her. The day I moved here, she was like, "So when are you going to start volunteering in the town or the city?"
Too funny. Any questions from Councilor Navin?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Hughes, thank you. Welcome to Marlborough. We're glad to have you here, and thank you for your interest in volunteering. I was just wondering, it's a pretty impressive resume and quite a bit of finance background, which is great. The planning board has a diverse set of members, so just wondering if you, could tell us a little bit about, kind of how your background will help you, at the planning board and, what you're looking forward to most.
Sure. So I spent the first 10 years of my career on the accounting side, all controllership aspects, so you name it, like from payroll to accounts receivable, revenue, all those types of things in the company. And then I've spent the last 7 years of my career on the FP&A, financial planning and analysis. So doing full-blown budgets I've been at companies anywhere between $100 million and $250 million, so I'm dealing with large budgets. I've worked for private equity-owned organizations and also public companies, such as TripAdvisor and Bank of New York Mellon. So I've seen a diverse background in just finance overall. So terminology-wise, nothing's going to get past me. And then also just from a planning perspective and understanding the economic impact more broadly to city or city residents, I think that'll always kind of be in the back of my head in all aspects of the planning board decision.
Thanks. Anything else? No. Councilor Orr?
Thank you. Honestly, for you to come here and already have experience serving on a board, you said Wilmington?
Yep.
I'm sure they miss you.
Yeah, it's been a while, 11 years now
Okay.
since I was there. But look, I got involved super early on. I loved it. At that point in time, I had a ton more time in my career, so I joined as early as I could and took a few-year hiatus. I have a 2-year-old and an 8-year-old, so kind of went through the motions with them growing up, and now it's time to get back involved.
And Marlborough is a dynamic city. I mean, we see a lot of planning needs and issues, as well as people wanting to come to Marlborough, because I think it is, I always say it's a star on the map of Massachusetts, because we have low taxes, right at 495, 290 in the Mass Turnpike. We couldn't be in a better location as well. We attract quite a bit, just based on our facets of this city. A question, though, in Wilmington, and I know it's a few years, I thought it was recently, I couldn't remember what I read in your information there, but did they have a planning agent
Planning agent.
Yeah, in the town of Wilmington.
We had a planning board.
Planning
We
board,
had town manager, planning board, finance committee, and various others.
But within your planning board, the planning department, I should say, did you have an agent there?
Not that I specifically remembered.
Okay, because we're trying to see the needs of the planning board.
Sure.
In my view, I think we need a city planner. I've always supported that idea. I know most Massachusetts cities and towns have a planner.
Sure.
That's why hopefully, if you see the need, talk to your fellows on the planning board, and that's something that would come back to us. But I really feel the overwhelming amount of work that's seen now in the city of Marlborough, that a planning agent would be very important, or a city planner, whatever they may call it, to help the board. Most boards have an agent of some type, so.
So this role is essentially like an interlock position to ensure
Yeah.
groups are communicating properly and sharing information, more or less.
Yeah.
There's definitely somebody in a role like that. I don't know if they would call it a planning agent, but
that's
I can look, I've got a lot of my old materials.
That's just food for thought, maybe, because you're on the legislative end of it. You can't be running around everywhere, so that's where the agents come in handy, so. But thank you for your info. Thank you for serving. We're lucky. Wilmington's loss, our win, in my view, so thank you.
I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve Patrick Hughes to the planning board?
Motion has seconded. Any other questions, comments? If not, all in favor? It's 3-0. Thank you, Mr. Hughes. You have a great day. Thanks for dedicating your time to the planning board. And certainly, last but not certainly least, we have order number 23-100, 8900. Communication from the mayor with the appointment of Jonathan Friedman to the Commission of Disabilities for a 3-year term from the date of council confirmation. So, Mr. Friedman, hand on up. Thank you for coming today. I know it's been a long day for you. So if you want, just tell us a little bit about yourself and why the Disability Board.
Sure. I always had medical issues growing up, so I'm used to those types of challenges. When I turned 40 about 8 years ago, my health declined drastically, and I ended up having to retire from my job and career and go on medical disability. So it's something I've had to adapt to, reassess priorities and things, what I'm capable of versus what I was capable of. I have multiple autoimmune issues. I have 2 brain injuries. The last one was actually diagnosed about 5 weeks ago. So I have a lot of experience in that type of area, personal, and I'm just looking for a new purpose, a new way to contribute, a new way to help out. I figure with my experience from when I was working as a project manager, and customer service background to this, hopefully I can find a way to help.
Excellent. I'll open up to any other questions. Councilor Doucette.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Jonathan, and I've met you at some of the Disability Commission's meetings. I think it's important that you do bring a different perspective to what sort of issues have to be addressed by the Disabilities Commission. There's been, representation on the Disabilities Commission for blind and deaf and wheelchair access, but there's other types of disabilities that are becoming common in society just because we're living longer, where it's not as apparent, but there's still disabilities. So I think you have a different insight into stuff that would be worth us viewing within the Disability Commission. So thank you for volunteering.
Thank you.
Mr. Friedman, how did you find out about the Disability Commission?
I actually saw a post on Facebook by one of the city departments, I think in the fall, winter, and I never knew it existed before, so that's kind of what got the ball rolling.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you. Councilor Naaman, still have a question?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. It's less a question, but I'm glad to hear that version of outreach is working to drive people to volunteer. This is really just a word of thanks. Really appreciate your commitment and your dedication to spend some time here, and I think we can all benefit from the added perspective like Councilor Doucette mentioned, so really appreciate you spending the time.
Thank you.
I'll entertain a motion if not. Sorry, Councilor Hart.
No questions. I read your resume, very impressed, very grateful that you're willing to serve for our city. Thank you.
Thank you.
Entertain a motion.
Motion to appoint Jonathan Friedman to the Commission on Disabilities for a 3-year term.
Excellent. It's been seconded. Comments, questions? If not, all in favor? It's 3-0. Mr. Freeman, so the next step is that we have a meeting on the 26th. We'll report this out, and then it'll be on the next agenda. So not this 26th, but the following meetings when the full council will vote on it, and then you'll be on the disability committee pending that vote. Okay? So just bear with us in some time, okay?
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. There's nothing else?
Motion to adjourn.
That's the word we're looking for, adjourn. All in favor? The City Council Personnel Committee has adjourned at 7:21. Thank you.